Hello everyone and welcome to the second part of the SMEmPower online tool tutorial, which has been funded by the EU Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme. This tutorial presents the second part of the online tools, which is the monitoring and targeting tool. The monitoring and targeting tool requires measurements to be uploaded using the energy analytics tool, which has been presented in the previous tutorial. The basic idea of the monitoring and targeting tool is to exploit the data already uploaded in the energy analytics tool in order to establish a baseline time period for the SME, and then to set the target regarding energy savings. We will explain and present the two possible ways for the user to set the target and analyze the output of the tool. It should be clarified from the beginning of this presentation that the M&T part of the tool is not capable of estimating the possible energy savings that specific energy efficiency measures could yield, but just to allow the user to envisage a new operational framework for the SME under a more efficient consumption behavior. So, first of all, the user should define from the database the time period which will be considered to serve as the baseline time period. The proper selection is crucial and is based on the user's knowledge about the quality and credibility of the data. In this example, I assume that such a period for my example would be the year of 2000. Thus, I just need to define the starting and ending time points, which, here obviously these should be January 2000 and December 2000. Also, as you can see, you have the option to define the energy type of your analysis, meaning whether you will use electrical or fossil energy data. Now, given that you have selected the time period, you should then press the Update Data button. You will see that the table below is partially filled. Basically, the tool loads the consumption and production data for the year of your preference and fills in the first two columns of the table. The next step is to set the target for energy efficiency for this pilot site. There are two options to do so. The first one is quite simple and straightforward. We name it manual targeting, and it is by default the first one offered by the tool. You should be assured that we are working with this option based on the following: 1. A column with percentage cells appears in the table, and 2. The automatic optimization targeting button is unchecked. In order to work with this option of targeting, the user needs to fill in only the monthly values for energy consumption savings, in terms of percent energy consumption reduction, to the respective cells. After this input is set, then all the remaining cells in the table are filled with computed values by the tool. The information provided concerns: A. The new reduced targeted energy consumption. B. The new specific consumption index based in the targeted energy savings. C. The actual energy saving per month. And D. The percent reduction of the specific consumption. Below this table, the tool presents several graphs, in order to provide important information, under a more representative illustration. The first graph presents the best fit lines for the initial dataset, and for the one resulted after the target is set. In other words, the red line represents the trend line of your site based on the baseline time period. It is computed via the application of a linear regression model. The tool provides also the coefficients of the linear expression that describes this line, and it actually describes the correlation between consumption and production for your site. The blue line is the trend line resulted based on the targeted consumption that has been set by you. Again, it is computed via the linear regression model application. But now, it describes a new operational framework for your site. Here, we can see the coefficients of the line. In this new targeted operational framework, you indicate that you want to be able to keep the same production of your site under lower consumption values. Scrolling down the page, you will see three more graphs. The first one is a bar chart that illustrates the monthly current and targeted energy consumption. The next one presents again in a bar chart the monthly energy savings, and the final one shows in two bars the annual aggregated savings in both terms of energy saved and financial profit. Now, The second option for setting the target is activated by clicking the Automatic Optimization Targeting button. This optimization process requires from the user to define only the value for the target trend transposition coefficient, TC. It should be clarified that the user should insert a value between the lower and upper thresholds for this coefficient that are also provided by the tool. It is out of the scope of this tutorial to analyze how the targeting is performed based on the values of the target trend transposition coefficient. More information about this is available in the project's site. Now, given that a proper value for this coefficient has been inserted, the table is updated with new values, and all the information about the target is provided to the user, exactly as previously for the manual targeting. Obviously, the graphs below the table are also updated to adapt to the new values that have been resulted by the new target. This concludes the monitoring and targeting tool, which is used to establish a baseline time period for the SME, and then to set the target regarding energy savings. In the next part, the third part of the tool, which is the measurement and verification tool, will be presented.